Hey guys, Raj here. Hope you guys are doing well. Tonight I'm going to be doing a review on a fragrance from the house of Hugo Boss, and this one is called Boss Bottled. I was kindly sent this sample, it's a decant actually, from a guy who I know, and he has the website, UK-based website called scentsamples.uk.com. And it's basically a site where you can get a lot of mainstream fragrances, niche fragrances, harder to find ones in all different sizes, and is just a great way of trying lots of new fragrances without having to buy full bottles. He sent me a bunch of samples to give honest reviews on, and this is one that has been around for a long time. It released in 1998 and is very popular here in terms of like reviews on YouTube and in the mainstream world. I believe they have started a new advertising campaign featuring Gerard Butler, so it looks like this fragrance's popularity is going to continue for a long time, and I can understand why. It's a very typical of mainstream fragrances, easy to reach for, easy to wear, nice to have on skin, is appreciated by other people, I've noticed, and I've smelled this on other people and it smells really good. Longevity was good on me, 6-7 hours, no problem. It's a casual fragrance, it's not one that jumps off my skin, it's not one you want to wear on nights out, definitely more in the casual work kind of environment. Notes for this are in the top, apple and citrus, hot notes, geranium, cinnamon and cloves. Base notes, sandalwood, vetiver, cedarwood, olivewood, amber notes, musk notes. It actually says amber-like notes and musk-like notes, whatever that means. Anyway, so in the opening of this fragrance, I kind of get like a warm apple juice, a warm spicy apple cider type accord. It's very kind of it's not obviously the most authentic thing you'll ever find, but it's done nicely. It's not like many other mainstream fragrances which have this harsh blast, this very annoying synthetic creation of a kind of fresh aquatic accord. It doesn't have any of that stinging sharpness. It's actually quite smooth, and actually is a really nice opening. And for me is maybe the best part of the fragrance. Yeah, there's a light spice accord in the background, but it never really pushes its way through. And I don't think that the fragrance would smell better if it was spicier. I think the sweet apple, almost like a rosy type accord coming from potentially the geranium, makes it smell really good. A kind of soapy floral accord is joined quite soon after that, and creates a nice blend. I have to say, it is blended really well. And probably this fragrance is my favorite fragrance from Hugo Boss. And for some reason, I don't know why I never owned this in the past. I don't know why it's only now that I'm really getting a chance to sample it in this level. I tried it on, tried this fragrance on before, but I've never really tested it like I have done now. And I'm glad that I have, because the opening part, the opening hour of this fragrance is probably the best part to me. After a while, you're joined by this typical white musk accord that comes through, and a kind of a very sort of little bit bland, I have to be honest, mix of base notes that just add to round off the fragrance, but don't really add anything spectacular or anything particularly interesting. It is a little bit vanillic and almost too sweet, especially if you spray too much. I've noticed in the dry down, this kind of vanilliness becomes a little bit annoying, and joined with these bland bass notes, it becomes a little bit just okay. If you just go a little bit lighter on the trigger, I did about 3-4 sprays from an atomizer, and it created a nice effect throughout the whole day, and never became too much. And I really enjoyed this fragrance from start to finish. Even though the base notes is lacking a little bit, it's still enjoyable, and is a type of fragrance I would recommend to what I call the casual consumer, somebody who is, doesn't want to have a huge fragrance collection, maybe doesn't want to or can't spend a huge amounts of money on fragrance, but still wants to smell good in any environment they're in. And this is quite a versatile scent. Also in terms of seasons, you know, maybe not summer, but definitely autumn time, winter, I feel spring definitely works well. I haven't tested it in spring, honestly, but in autumn and winter, this has been a great choice for me. And yeah, I'm just thinking about if I've covered pretty much everything. I think that is pretty much all I had to say. Yeah, solid release from Boss. It's not a type of fragrance that is going to blow you away if you are a fragrance enthusiast. You know, there are notes in here that I've done to much higher levels. But if you think about the price that you pay for this, it's a pretty good option. And I'm going to give it a rating of 7 out of 10, which I think is a pretty good score. Maybe I could go a little bit higher. Yeah, 7, 7.5. Maybe it's in the middle somewhere like that. So guys, what are your thoughts on this fragrance? It's been around for a long time. Have you ever owned it? Have you owned several bottles, or have you never tried it? Do you dislike it? Let me know your thoughts. Be sure to check out scentsamples.uk.com, and be sure to check out my Facebook page if you haven't done so already. And take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.